I briefly want to discuss the first paragraph of the assignment. And note that I'm not calling it the introductory paragraph, I'm merely calling it the first paragraph. And that's because you will remember that the assignment is upside down. And so this isn't the paragraph that contains the thesis statement. Instead, it's merely a paragraph that contains one claim. And if we look at this example here, we can see that this student has a very simple claim to start the paper. And that claim is that Netflix makes it easy to overindulge. And so that's the claim that the student is using to get into the entire research assignment. The student now provides us with this claim. And if we look at the language that happens in this first paragraph, if we go from the for example here all the way down, you'll see that all of this language is providing personal and anecdotal support and observational support. The student is merely building a case about how Netflix makes it easy to overindulge by giving us real-world examples of what happens with Netflix. And so for the first paragraph that you're writing, I'm asking you to do something that's very similar. I'm asking you to start the paper not with research, but with your own head. Can you provide a simple claim about the artifact or technology that you've chosen? And can you build a case about that artifact or technology that's based on examples that come to mind? And so this is how we're getting into the assignment. We have a simple first paragraph that gives us a simple claim and is filled with observational, personal, or anecdotal support. And it's after this paragraph then that the research really starts. You'll note that as you go from your first paragraph into the second paragraph, the third paragraph, and throughout the rest of the paper, we're actually moving from any sort of personal support to this research-based support. However, and here's the key, I ask that you think in detail about what support you bring in this initial paragraph, because this support is going to come back throughout the paper. If you took a look at this Netflix paper, you'll know that the student talks about Gossip Girl here. Of course, later on, the student talks about Gossip Girl. And even after that, the student again brings up Gossip Girl. And so the idea here is that you start with an example that might resonate with the audience, and then as you bring in more and more research, and as you apply that research back to your initial example, that example starts to mean more and more. You start to attach all of the various claims that you find in your research to that example. And so by the time we think about Gossip Girl at the end of this paper, we're thinking about Gossip Girl in a much more complex way. And so too, I ask you to do that. Can you please devise a simple first paragraph that has a simple claim and has all of this support that you've developed? And from there, we'll start asking questions. Hope this helps.